Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Don't Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In today's video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to talk about Tua Tagovailoa and the game between the Bills and the Dolphins on Thursday Night Football. The Bills were up 31-10. The Dolphins, they were trying to make some late game heroics. Tua Tagovailoa, I believe it was 4th and 1, and he tried to go for like a leap at the 4th down. Instead of sliding like a normal quarterback would, he leaped out, and believe it or not, he collided with Damar Hamlin. He ended up colliding, his head bounced off Damar Hamlin's side, kind of his hip, and he ended up going to the ground, got another concussion. When that happened, Tua Tagovailoa, his fingers kind of did that little curling thing with his fist that has happened in the past when he's had concussions, and it was a very scary sight. Now with this concussion, this is his 3rd concussion in the NFL and his 4th overall concussion. He had one in Alabama whenever he was in college, the play that pretty much ended his Alabama career, and then he also had a couple of concussions. Like I said, he had the first one in Miami. I forget what team he was playing. I believe Denver, I want to say. Whenever he went down, they said they chalked up to just a neck sprain or whatever. Then he got injured against the Cincinnati Bengals. He got carted off the field. And now with this one, so that's 4 concussions total that he's had in the NFL. Or just total across his entire career. And usually the rule of thumb in sports medicine, doctors, whenever it comes to athletes, no matter what sport you play, especially in football, 3 strikes and you're out whenever it comes to concussions. So the big question that kind of comes out of this is, should Tua Tagovailoa seriously consider possibly retiring? And I know Tua probably hates those words. He's probably had people talk to him, which he has said. He had his family, they kind of sat down with him, they talked about it back in 2022. They've discussed this. I think it's seriously time to discuss the possibility of it happening. What I wanted to do is I kind of want to go through a few things. I want to talk about the concussion that just happened recently on Thursday Night Football. I want to talk about a little bit of sports medicine, about like why this is serious and why he needs to seriously consider his life over just football. And then at the end, kind of give my opinion. Like I said, should he retire? Should he not retire? Should he keep playing? Whatever the my opinion pretty much is. Now, when it comes to all the articles and things you're going to be seeing on screen, I'll have links to it all down in the description below underneath where it says info. So if you want to go check it out for yourself, feel free. But we're going to go ahead and get straight into this. If you're going to enjoy it, as always, make sure you're going to drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. But without further ado, let's get into it. All right, like I said, with Tua Tagovailoa, he exited that game. Yeah, it's 31-10 whenever this was the final score, but it was 31-10 whenever he went down. He sustained the concussion in the 3rd quarter. He diagnosed the concussion. When it comes to his hands curling and everything like that, I'll put up on screen. You can, if you did not see the game last night, this was kind of the images of what his hands were doing. They were doing like a little like curling. Basically, it's like a fight or flight response, I guess, with the brain, to where when you are just like out of it, it does these like weird, like kind of clenching the fists almost. From this website here, Medline Plus, they basically kind of talk about what exactly it is. It's called disoriented posture. Basically, it says here, quote, disoriented posture is an abnormal push posturing in which a person is stiff with bent arms, clenched fists, and legs held out straight. The arms are bent in towards the body, and the wrists and fingers are bent and held on the chest. When this happens, this type of posturing is a sign of severe brain damage, and people who have this condition should get medical attention right away. It also says here to consider if you see this happening. So with Tua Tagovailoa, disoriented posture is a sign of damage to the nerve pathway in the midbrain, which is between the brain and the spinal cord. The midbrain controls motor movement and many other important functions. Although disoriented posture is serious, it is usually not as serious as a type of abnormal posture called disoriented posture. So if you just heard me say all that, or maybe you read it yourself and you're like, what the fuck does that mean? Long story short, and to kind of dumb it down for you, if he keeps on playing and he keeps on getting more concussions, worst case scenario, he could die. Best case scenario is fucked up to say it this way, but he could literally become a vegetable. His brain could become mush. He could get paralyzed, become a paraplegic. He could be literally, like I said, a vegetable. As I said with Tua Tagovailoa's case, it says here from this website, it kind of talks about whenever it comes to injuries, certain injuries you can have, whenever it comes to like how many you can go with before it's like, bro, it's time. Your body cannot take the sport anymore. They say here something that also is important. If you got like approximately 2 ACL tears, at that point, it's kind of known to like, bro, you got to give your knee up. Like it's done. You're not going to be able to keep up at this level. And the same thing then goes for concussions. Usually 3 to 4 concussions. That is it. As it says here, on average, participants reported that they would retire from their primary sport after sustaining 3 to 4 concussions. So like I said a minute ago, 3 strikes and you're out. And sometimes if they want to gamble, they can go for that 4th one. And right there, 4 concussions. Like I said, Tua had 1 in college and he had 2 others here in the NFL. Right here, that was 3 strikes. And he continued. He kept on playing. He got the bag with the money with the Dolphins. The Dolphins, that was another interesting thing. They didn't actually want to give him the money because, as we see, concussions, injury problem. With the Dolphins, they were very just weary, and they were risky on the side of they didn't want to give him the money, and then something like this happened. And clearly, we just saw it happen. And it's fucked up to say, like, why wouldn't you want to give him the money? That's fucked up. You're just trying to leave him out there to dry, let him hang out to dry. It's not fucked up in a business side of ways. Because for the Dolphins, if they didn't give him the money and he went out there and played on this last year of his contract or whatever it was, I believe it was rookie contract, the Dolphins would have looked like pure fucking geniuses right now. Because in their eyes, they would have been like, damn, we don't got to pay a dime. Now, you might be saying, well, it can't be that serious. I have right here, it says here 5 players who were forced to retire after suffering multiple concussions. And one of them, it's pretty shocking that this guy had to retire from concussions, even though it's like he was at the peak of his career, but concussions ruined his career. First up, Chris Borland from the 49ers. He had to retire, says here, after just 1 season. He basically got in. Concussions just started beating him up. He was always in and out of games. And he just couldn't, I guess, hang with the NFL speed or hang with the NFL, like, physicality. He was just getting hit. Concussions hurt him up too much, and he had to retire. Kind of going through this for some more important names. Jordan Reed from the Washington Commanders and 49ers. He was a big-time player for the Commanders, but it's like every single time he would get back, he had 1 good game, and then the next game, concussion. As it says here, he had 7 documented concussions during his career before being forced to retire as a result. As it says here, 7 documented, meaning he, for all we know, could have had 8, 9, 10, 11, a dozen concussions for all we know. And the big one, Luke Kuechly, like I said, he was at the peak of his career when he retired. He was being mentioned in names like Ray Lewis, as it says here, Ray Lewis, Lawrence Taylor, some of the best linebackers we've ever seen. He was going to go down as like a great fucking player. Some people said top 25 all-time best player. Now, it's like you look at him, and some people honestly forgot who he was. Like when you show a picture of him to NFL fans around, there's some people out there that are like, who's that? Like, it's mind-blowing. Like, concussions ruined him. Like, if he didn't have the concussion problems, he would have played longer. He probably would have played, I would say at least, like, because of his age, I would have said at least maybe 2021, 2022. Then he would retire. And at this point, he would have been probably, like, the most known linebacker we've had since Ray Lewis, like I said. Now, when it comes to Tua's case, what's going on with him? Right now, they're saying that they might put him on IR. I've heard reports saying there's debates. They're going to let him go through concussion protocol. They're going to see how things are. I've heard a lot of people saying that they are going to put him on IR because that way they can give him time. It's not going to feel like he's trying to rush that back out there, and he's going to be like, I got to get back out there on the field. My head hurts a little bit, but I'll be good. I'll get through this. We'll take the time. We'll get ready, and maybe I can be out there. Maybe not next week, but maybe I could. Maybe I'll be out there week 4. Maybe I could be out there. The Dolphins, they need to settle them down. They should be like, Tua, you're going on IR 4 weeks. Take your time. Like, you need to let your body and your head rest, because we don't want you to just fucking rush out there, hurry up, think, oh, I'm good, I'll be good, I'll protect myself, and then you fucking don't. There was a clip of the Bills offensive lineman Deion Dawkins. I try to put it on screen if I can, but probably gonna copyright if I do. But he basically was being interviewed after the game, and he was asked about Tua's injury, and he said him and a bunch of the guys on the sideline with the Bills, they were literally saying when Tua broke the pocket, at that point, I don't even think they cared if he got the first down. It was just the most important thing of, bro, slide. And when he didn't, it was like, oh my God. Like, as a quarterback, you should be trained to slide. The only time you are diving for a first down on like a 4th down situation or 3rd down situation is if the game is on the line. If it was like game's on the line, this first down wins the game, or you need to get in field goal range and you have to get this to get our team another chance to get in field goal range, or just get in field goal range or something like that, or maybe diving for a touchdown to win the game. Those are the situations where I understand diving head first for it. What he did was stupid and idiot, like just pure idiot mentality. Now, to kind of wrap it up and give my points of what I think he should do. Like I said, he needs to go on IR. He needs to take some time. When it comes to concussions, like I said, we've seen players have more than 3 concussions, more than 4 concussions. But for a quarterback and for him, he needs to seriously think about his health. A lot of times we always hear injuries like ACLs, the MCLs, the Achilles, like, oh man, it's so serious. Guys get hurt, but they can bounce back. That's one thing. With the concussion, there's some guys that can take 1 concussion and it's like the end of their career, and other guys that can get up to 7, 8, 9. The problem with concussions in the brain, it's very hard to tell when your brain is about to go mush. And in Tua's case, he needs to think about this as, does he want to be able to be a father figure someday, a mentor to people, be able to do stuff other than football whenever he would be done with football? Like, he's going to need to really think about this and say to himself, am I going to put myself back on that field and it's one more hit, one more hit to the dome, even if it's a player that wasn't aiming for me. I might go down for a tackle, but like when the guy goes down to tackle me, his knee might accidentally just go, it just bam up against my side of my head. Boom, concussion. And the scary part is these hits are not like full on guys coming in full speed, head first, targeting penalties. It's not like that. Some of these hits are just basic ass hits. The first time he got the concussion in the NFL, he just got shoved back and he went flying back on the ground. But instead of like protecting himself, kind of trying to land on his back and his butt and try to hold his head up, he just let his head just go wham right off the back of the ground. The second concussion, when he was against Cincinnati, he had the defender chasing him down, going backwards like 20 yards back. Instead of just eating the sack, live to see another day, he was running and running and running. That defender grabbed him. He was trying to pull him to the ground. Tua, instead of just going on the ground, take the sack, he's still trying to stay up and like look around for the ball. That defender said, "You're not going to come down? Fucker, I'm going to throw you to the ground." And he did. A little aggressive, but he took him down, and Tua whammed his head on the ground again, got hurt. And as we just saw here, again, another situation where Tua is not protecting himself, and he's putting himself in dumb situations, and they're not even big hits. Like I said, he's trying to leap for a first down. Damar Hamlin's just trying to kind of get up in his way, took a hit, he went to the ground. Damar Hamlin, surprisingly, like I said, the two guys that have had the worst injuries in the NFL, colliding with each other. Damar Hamlin, he stayed fine. Tua Tagovailoa, like I said, he went on the ground like that. So for Tua Tagovailoa, I would say this. I might be more on his side of like, I think he should give it one more chance. I would say this. One more chance. But I'm saying this now. Put him on IR. Make him be on IR. Wait it out. When he is 100% good, you can put him back out there. I'm going to say this. It's got to be at least week 6, week 7 before he is back out there. And when that comes, he can go back out there. But if he starts playing stupid, he starts diving for first downs, he starts trying to put himself in bad situations, like, he's done. Like, somebody in his family needs to snap some sense to him. To his mom, his dad, family people. Smack some sense into Tua. Hell, a doctor, somebody. Pull a picture of one of these people that we call vegetables and show him, this is going to be you if you keep on playing around with your life out there. Because it's just going to take one more hit. You might get sacked, and you might have a guy come over, and maybe you fumble the ball, and he's trying to dive for the ball, and he, like I said, a knee just comes by and just whacks you on the back of the head. That could be it for your life. So for Tua, like I said, one more chance, but if he gets another concussion, he goes in that curled ball situation, that fight or flight response again, that the brain does, and he is in that situation, he's done. I'm telling you right now, Mike McDaniel, he needs to just tell Tua, you're done. You're not playing anymore. I am trying to be a father figure at this point, and Tua, you're done. Because if somebody doesn't get in the way of Tua and tell him that you have more important things in life than just football, he's going to get himself killed on this field. I'm just saying it now. But other than that, I think I'm going to wrap up there. Hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy it, as always, make sure you go and drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. If you wanted to watch the entirety of today's video, thank you very much. And like I said, if you have a different opinion, do you agree or disagree with anything I said? Do you think that Tua should retire, should not retire? What did you think about the concussion that he just received, got against Buffalo? Do you think it was bad, not bad? Whatever your opinion may be whenever it comes to the whole situation, like I said, leave a complete opinion down in the comment section down below. Be more than welcome to talk about with you guys. If you're a fan of the content that I do poster and you want to go and hit that big subscribe button, feel free to do so. And do not forget to hit that little notification bell. Be notified second to post. But without further ado, this has been Talk Sports. Have a great day. Peace.